All right, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do something for me. Think back for a minute to the scariest moment of your life. Now, for a lot of people, it's the moment they heard that diagnosis. The three words that changed their life. You have cancer.
It can be devastating, not to mention terrifying. A million thoughts cross your mind. Will I need chemotherapy? How do I tell my kids? Could this kill me?
Well, among the scariest and unfortunately most common cancers is breast cancer. Just last year, there were over 200,000 new cases in the U.S. There were about 40,000 deaths due to breast cancer last year alone.
But fortunately, there is a high rate of survival. The chance of a 5-year survival is at almost 90%. Now, imagine this. You're diagnosed with cancer at age 24. You fight and you beat it. Then nearly 20 years later, you find out you have a completely different form of cancer. Well, that's a story of one strong woman here on Delmarva. Our own Sean Stryker tells us how she gets through the tough times and what she's doing to help others in her situation.
At 24, most people are starting their career, starting their family, or in Danielle Albanese's case, both. That is, until something happened. Something that most 24-year-olds don't have to deal with. And it all started when Danielle felt a pea-sized lump on the side of her neck.
And I thought, well, maybe I'm getting strep throat, it's a swollen lymph node, it'll go away in a month's time. I didn't think about it. I went back to my daily life doing everything a mom and a wife should do, and then I noticed it got bigger. So I thought, well, maybe this is cause for concern, but I never thought cancer, no.
But it was cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Well, I was never sick, and unless my kids had brought home something from school, I was healthy, and I thought I was too young. I thought old people had cancer, or not people like me.
So she fought the disease and has been in remission since 1996. She would go on to live the next 17 years of her life cancer-free. But in December of 2013, Danielle found another lump, this time in her left breast.
I kind of just got a feeling like that it wasn't good. I was thinking hopeful thoughts that it wasn't, but I just kind of was thinking, yeah, this doesn't seem right this time,
Danielle had been on high alert since her oncologist warned her that the radiation used to treat her Hodgkin's lymphoma could increase her chances of developing breast cancer.
I think it was maybe about 10 years ago that research and studies were coming out that women who had had radiation were likely to get breast cancer from having radiation. So my oncologist was sending me for mammograms earlier than I was supposed to for my age.
Further tests revealed Danielle had a triple-negative stage 2 breast cancer, an aggressive form of cancer that doesn't respond well to chemo. After a double mastectomy to take care of the tumors in her breast, a PET scan revealed another cancerous spot behind her chest plate, which meant more treatment.
I'm going now through 2 more chemo meds, so I'm going through a second round of chemo.
Those treatments leave Danielle tired and with lymphedema in her left arm. She's also dealing with a condition known as gastroparesis, which is the paralyzation of your stomach muscles. It causes pain, nausea, and vomiting.
Just being around family helps, getting them, because at first, after recovery from surgery, you get home and it hits you, that, wow, you have breast cancer. And I went through a little depression stage, and, I relied on family. Chewy, sit.
She also relies on her dog Chewy to help her get through the tough times.
It's been a great help helping me get through it. I mean, animals are great too when you're sick to help you get through something like this. He's my dog. My husband says I spoil him, but he's home with me all day, so he's with me everywhere, He follows me everywhere.
Danielle says one of her biggest cheerleaders has been her aunt, a breast cancer survivor herself who suggested that she gets in touch with the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition.
They will put you through to a mentor who has the same exact cancer you do and has been through the same treatments and is about the same age as you, so you can call them or they can call you and they can answer any questions that you might have because they've already been through it. So, they could help you and say, look, you're gonna feel pain, you're gonna feel like this, and I was depressed too, and so it was great.
Danielle is now a mentor herself and has decided to write a blog about her experiences with cancer.
a lot of women have questions that they need answers to, and I wanted to put that in my blog of what I'm going through on a daily basis, you know, so they don't have to feel alone and, you know, and shocked when they lose hair or when all these other things start to happen to them from the treatments.
And as it turns out, that blog has been rather therapeutic for Danielle.
It had been so long since my first diagnosis, and going back and just, you know, trying to remember everything and just, you know, taking that look back of how everything was then, it does become therapeutic. You know, I just can't imagine how I did it, how I got to this point, but, you know, reading that, you know, makes me see how I did.
Moving forward, Danielle says she's not taking anything for granted.
When you have cancer, you know, you just want to live life to the fullest and take in every little moment, because you don't know how much time you have, and cancer does. I think it makes you stronger, and having gone through it again now, you know, I've gotten stronger each time. You know, I used to think I was old, I'm 44, but now I say I'm 44 years young because I still have 30 years I could live, you know, and I want to live, so it makes you keep wanting to fight and keep going and fight for everybody else who's lost the battle.
Danielle also says laughter is a big form of therapy. She says, you may not think you'd be able to find humor in cancer, but you can.
Wow. What an incredible story.
It is.
Well, we're certainly praying for a good outcome for Danielle. We're also hoping for a good update in this week's Most Wanted Monday. After the break, the Lieutenant, Tim Robinson, gives us a new batch of fugitives. See if you recognize anyone this week, because it cold hard cash in your pocket.
Plus, who doesn't want to save a little cash when it comes to car repair? Later, we get the lowdown on what to do when your car gets a flat. Should you replace or repair? 2 new tires or 4? We've got you covered. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.